Cyprus is one of those rare places where time doesn't just pass, it leaves a mark. A place where every stone, every ruined arch, and every line carved into ancient marble whispers stories from thousands of years ago. But here's the truth most people don't realize. This island has one of the richest, most complex, and most fascinating histories in the entire Mediterranean, yet so much of it remains hidden from the world. Today, you're not just learning about Cyprus's ancient past. You're stepping into a living museum, a crossroads of civilizations that shaped Europe, the Middle East, and the modern world in ways few people ever talk about. And as we dive into this journey together, make sure you subscribe to CYPRUS Real View, because what you're about to hear is only one piece of a much bigger story that I uncover on this channel every single week. Cyprus is old, unbelievably old. Archaeologists have traced human life here back more than 10,000 years to some of the earliest settlements in the Mediterranean. Imagine small communities living in round stone houses, hunting, gathering, and slowly developing early forms of agriculture. One of the best preserved of these sites is Choirokoitia, a Neolithic village so unique and so significant that UNESCO protects it today. Walking through it feels like stepping into humanity's early memory, a time before writing, before kingdoms, before history even began. But as time moved forward, Cyprus quickly became far more than a simple island village. It became a magnet for some of the most powerful empires in human history. The Greeks were among the first major civilizations to leave a deep cultural fingerprint on Cyprus. Around 1200 BC, Greek settlers arrived, bringing with them their religion, language, and traditions. This is where Cyprus first became part of the world of Greek mythology. According to legend, the goddess Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, was born from the sea foam right here at Petra to Romiou, one of the island's most spectacular coastal landmarks. This myth alone transformed Cyprus into a sacred place for ancient Greeks, attracting travelers, priests, and worshippers who believed the island was blessed. Even today, if you watch the waves crashing near Petra to Romiou at sunset, it's not hard to imagine why ancient people believed a goddess could rise from this sea. Greek culture laid the foundation, but Cyprus didn't stop there. It evolved into a powerful hub of the ancient world. Cities like Salamis, Paphos, and Kourion became thriving centers of trade, art, and education. If you visit Kourion today, the perfectly preserved Greco-Roman amphitheater facing the Mediterranean is one of the most breathtaking archaeological sites anywhere. You can stand on the stone stage, speak a single word, and hear your voice echo perfectly through the theater. The same way actors and musicians experienced it 2,000 years ago. It's living proof of advanced ancient engineering and the cultural richness that flourished on the island. Then came the Romans, and they didn't just occupy Cyprus, they elevated it. Under the Roman Empire, Cyprus became an essential province, supplying copper, wine, olive oil, and timber across the Mediterranean. The Romans built roads, aqueducts, bathhouses, forums, and luxurious villas. In Paphos, places like the House of Dionysus and House of Theseus still contain some of the most detailed mosaics in the world. Each mosaic tile tells a story. Scenes of gods, heroes, hunting scenes, and mythological battles. These works survived earthquakes, invasions, fires, and time itself. Walking through these ancient Roman villas, you feel like the empire never truly left. But Cyprus isn't just Greco-Roman history. It became one of the most culturally layered islands in the world because nearly every major empire wanted it and fought for it. After the Romans, Cyprus experienced the influence of the Byzantines, who brought Christianity to a whole new level here. Monasteries like Bellapais Abbey and St. Hilarion Castle stand today as powerful reminders of this era. Perched high in the Kourion mountains, St. Hilarion looks like something out of a fantasy novel. Tall stone towers rising through the clouds, ancient corridors, narrow stairways, unexpected courtyards, and hidden rooms overlooking endless views of the coastline. Some say Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty castle was inspired by it, and honestly, when you see it in person, that claim makes perfect sense. Then came the Lusignans, the Venetians, and later the Ottomans, each leaving architecture, traditions, and cultural layers behind. The Venetian walls in Nicosia, perfectly symmetrical, star-shaped, and still standing strong, are a masterpiece of Renaissance military engineering. The Ottoman era added mosques, hammams, caravanserais, and rich cultural diversity. Even today, if you walk through the old town of Nicosia or Famagusta, you can literally see history stacked on top of itself. A Gothic cathedral transformed into a mosque, a Venetian fortress next to a medieval marketplace, an Ottoman courtyard beside a British-era colonial building. It is a physical timeline written in stone. Speaking of the British, their rule in the late 19th and early 20th centuries left a more modern influence. Governmental structures, education systems, British-style architecture, and of course, the left-hand driving that still confuses newcomers today. But the British era was also a period of political transformation, setting the stage for the Cyprus we know today, a blend of ancient roots, Mediterranean lifestyle, and cultural fusion, unlike anywhere else. What makes Cyprus truly unique is not just its long history, but the fact that so much of it is still alive. This isn't a place where ruins sit behind ropes and glass. It's a place where ancient buildings blend into modern city streets, where you can have coffee in a 1,000-year-old stone courtyard, or enjoy dinner near the walls of a fortress built to withstand medieval invaders. The past isn't separate, it is part of daily life. Take the village architecture, for example. Traditional stone houses with wooden balconies and narrow cobblestone alleys aren't just tourist attractions, they're lived in. Villages like Lefkara, Bellapais, and Dipkarpaz feel like time capsules. Locals still practice lace-making, copperwork, pottery, winemaking, crafts passed down through generations. You can sit with an 80-year-old artisan in Lefkara who hand-makes lace using techniques that have barely changed since the Middle Ages. These traditions aren't performances. They're part of the identity of people whose ancestors lived through every empire that touched this island. And then there are the stories, the myths, the legends, the folklore. Cyprus has an entire world of oral history that never made it into textbooks. Tales of ancient kings, sea monsters, lost cities, haunted monasteries, secret tunnels beneath old castles, Venetian soldiers who never left their posts, and pirate ships hiding in coves along the Karpaz Peninsula. Are they all true? Maybe not. But they give you a deeper understanding of how people saw the world for thousands of years, and in many ways these stories are just as valuable as the ruins themselves. What really sets Cyprus apart is how accessible its history is. You don't need to be a historian or archaeologist to understand it. Everything is easy to explore. You can drive 15 minutes and find yourself standing inside a Roman theatre. Drive another 20 minutes and you're walking through a Venetian-walled city. Go another half hour and you're looking at prehistoric ruins older than most civilizations on Earth. It's like the entire island is an open-air exhibit. Except this exhibit comes with beaches, mountains, and the Mediterranean sun. And yet, despite all of this, Cyprus's ancient heritage is still underrated on a global scale. People know about Greece, Rome, and Egypt, but Cyprus, many travelers have no idea that this island played such a central role in ancient geopolitics, religion, and Mediterranean culture. That's why channels like CYPRUS REAL VIEW exist, to show the world the stories that textbooks and travel brochures overlook. The stories that make this island more than a holiday destination. They make it a living chapter of human history. As you explore more of Cyprus, you'll start seeing everything differently. A random stone wall becomes a clue to a forgotten settlement. A broken column becomes evidence of an ancient temple. A quiet village suddenly feels like the continuation of a 1,000-year-old tradition. And every sunset over the Mediterranean feels like the same sunset ancient sailors saw as they docked their ships in Salamis or Kourion thousands of years ago. So whether you're someone fascinated by mythology, someone who loves archaeology, or someone who simply enjoys learning how the past shapes the present, Cyprus will always give you more than you expect. It's a place where you can touch history, literally. A place where every hill and every coastline has a story waiting to be told, and this channel will keep bringing those stories to life. If you enjoyed this journey into the ancient soul of Cyprus, make sure you subscribe to CYPRUS Real View. There is so much more to uncover. Hidden ruins, legendary castles, ancient cities, forgotten myths, and the deeper truth behind what shaped this island into the Cyprus we know today. Stay curious, stay adventurous, and I'll see you in the next episode.